Hey everyone, picture this. A quiet morning in a big, fancy house in suburban Atlanta. The kind with perfect lawns and way too many windows. And my little girl, Emma, all of 9 years old, stands at the bottom of the staircase, trembling in her polka dot pajamas, begging me not to go to work. Her big brown eyes are red from crying, her voice shaking like she's seen a ghost, and she's saying, "Daddy, please, don't get in your car today. Something awful's gonna happen." I'm Tom Harper, just a regular guy who built a construction business from the ground up, and let me tell you, that moment stopped me cold. I was halfway out the door, messing with my tie, briefcase in hand, ready for the biggest meeting of my career, a deal with some hotshot investors from Chicago who wanted to bankroll a string of strip malls across Georgia. My best friend since college, Nate, had been hyping this deal for months, saying it'd make us millionaires, set us up for life. But there was Emma, my little heart, clutching my hand, telling me about this dream. She had me in my gray suit, climbing into my silver SUV, driving off, and never coming back. She saw flames, heard screams, said my name echoed in the chaos. I mean, what do you do with that? I chuckled at first, thinking it's just a kid's nightmare. But her face, man, she was terrified, like she knew something I didn't. My wife, Lisa, came gliding down the stairs right then, all done up in her silk robe, makeup perfect even at 7 a.m. She's always been the polished one, the one who loves the fancy life my business afforded us. She heard Emma's plea and rolled her eyes, sharp and cold, saying, "Tom, you're not seriously listening to this, are you? A kid's dream? You're about to blow a $10 million deal over that." Her voice had this edge, like she was more annoyed at Emma than worried about me. I looked at my little girl, her hands shaking, tears streaming, and something in my gut twisted. I've closed deals worth millions, stared down hard-nosed contractors, but nothing's ever hit me like Emma's fear. So, I made a call, canceled the meeting. Nate was pissed, shouting through the phone, "Tom, these guys flew in from Chicago. You're throwing away our future." Lisa just stormed off, heels clicking like gunshots on the tile, muttering about how I'd regret this. But 30 minutes later, my phone rang again. It was the police. My driver, Mike, had taken my SUV to come pick me up, standard routine for big meetings. Except on I-85, the brakes failed. The car slammed into a semi, burst into flames. Mike didn't make it. I dropped my coffee mug, watched it shatter on the kitchen floor, brown liquid pooling like blood. Emma climbed into my lap, whispering, "You're safe, Daddy, the dream can't hurt you now." I held her tight, my heart pounding, realizing if I'd gotten in that car, I'd be gone. My 9-year-old saved my life. But that's when things got weird. Lisa started acting colder, especially toward Emma. She'd snap at her for little things, spilling juice, laughing too loud, his things like, "You're stressing your father out with your nonsense." One morning, when I was at the office, Lisa cornered Emma at breakfast, her voice all fake sweet, but dripping venom. "You need to stop this dream nonsense, Emma. Keep it up, and people might think you're not right in the head. They could send you away far from your daddy." Emma told me later, her voice small, eyes wide with fear. I was furious, but Lisa just shrugged it off, saying she was teaching her discipline. Then Emma had another dream. She came to me after school, pale as a sheet, saying she saw me in a shiny office, signing papers with Nate and 2 slick guys in suits. She said, "Daddy, don't sign anything. They're lying. You'll lose everything, our house, your company, all our money." In her dream, Nate smirked as the papers turned to ash in my hands, and Lisa was there, laughing with him, counting stacks of cash. I felt sick. Nate had been my rock for 15 years, best man at my wedding, there when my first wife passed, helped me raise Emma when I was a wreck. But Emma's first dream had been dead on, so I wasn't taking chances. That night, Nate showed up at our house with 2 investors, guys with cold eyes and 2 tight handshakes. They spread out a stack of contracts, pushing me to sign right then, saying, "Tom, this is it, $50 million, but we need your signature tonight or we walk." Lisa was all smiles, pouring wine, saying, "Honey, think of what we could do with that money." But Emma's words echoed in my head, "Don't sign anything." I stalled, said I needed time to read the fine print. Nate's smile twitched, and Lisa's eyes flashed with something, anger, maybe fear. The investors stormed out, and Lisa didn't speak to me for the rest of the night. I took those contracts to my lawyer, Karen, the next day. She spent hours poring over them, her face getting darker with every page. Tom, she said, these aren't investment deals. They're a setup. If you'd signed, you'd be on the hook for every loss, your company, your house, everything gone. And look at Thisomion's been siphoning money from your accounts for months, making it look like you did it. My stomach dropped. Nate? My best friend? Karen nodded grimly. You need to be careful, Tom. Whoever's behind this might not stop at fraud. That's when I started noticing things. Lisa's late-night phone calls, her sudden trips to visit her sick mom, who I'd never met. I followed her one evening, canceling a work call to tail her car. She didn't go to her mom's. She pulled into the Ritz-Carlton downtown, waltzed into a suite on the 10th floor. I crept up, heart hammering, and through a cracked door, I heard her voice in Nate's. He's eating out of my hand, Nate was saying, laughing. Once he signs tomorrow, we're set millions in our accounts, and Tom's left with nothing. Lisa giggled. I can't believe I played the doting wife for 3 years. That kid of his almost ruined everything with her creepy dreams. My blood ran cold. Creepy dreams? Those dreams saved my life. Then Nate said it. If the car crash had worked, we wouldn't need this contract nonsense. He'd be dead, and we'd have it all. I hit record on my phone, pushed the door open. Their faces, God, I'll never forget it. Lisa froze, wine glass in hand, and Nate stammered. Tom, this isn't what it looks like. I just stared, my voice low, deadly calm. So what is it, Nate? You and my wife plotting to bankrupt me? Or the part where you rigged my car to kill me? Lisa started sobbing, fake tears, begging me to listen. Nate tried to play it off, saying he was protecting our future. I held up my phone. Every word's recorded. The police are gonna love this. I walked out, their voices fading behind me, my heart shattered but my resolve ironclad. The next day, I handed everything to the cops. Nate was arrested at his desk, caught transferring funds to an offshore account. Lisa was cuffed in our living room, surrounded by half-packed suitcases of jewelry she thought she'd take to the Bahamas. The trial was brutal, headlines everywhere. Nate got 7 years for fraud. Lisa got 3. I lost a wife, a best friend, but I gained something better, clarity. Emma and I rebuilt, just the two of us. We'd sit on the porch, sipping lemonade, talking about her day, her dreams, normal ones now. Thank God. She's 10 now, wiser than I'll ever be, and every night I tuck her in, I thank whatever gave her those visions. So, here's the thing, what would you do if your kid told you something crazy, something that felt too real to ignore? Would you listen, or brush it off like I almost did? Drop a comment. Tell me your thoughts. Have you ever had a gut feeling that saved you, or seen betrayal up close? Hit that like button, share this story, and let's talk about what real trust looks like. Until next time, stay sharp, and maybe listen to the kids in your life. They might see what you can't.